What is up, tubers? Teo here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you tonight to continue some more lake breakdowns. This time we're actually out on Pickwick Lake in Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. If you missed the first couple of videos, we actually focused on the Tennessee section of Pickwick Lake. So click the links above or go out, look at our lake breakdown playlist, and you'll see those videos out there. Tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to focus specifically on the Mississippi side of Pickwick Lake. We're going to go through the Google Earth breakdown. There's all kinds of good stuff in here. Should be a good one. Let's go. Here we are in Google Earth, and let's take a look at Pickwick Lake from the Mississippi side this time. First off, on the left-hand side, what you can see here, we've got this lake organized basically by whatever we could find throughout the lake breakdown. So first thing that you see here are channels and ditches. That's going to be any of these green lines. Now, if we're just looking at the Mississippi side, we're really looking at just kind of this little corner right here. So let's zoom in because this is going to be the biggest area in Mississippi that we have on Pickwick Lake. But here you can see these green lines. These are actually tracks, and these tracks show you exactly where the main channels are, where the main ditches are, and stuff like that. You've got one there as well, a couple up there, a couple back here too. So we'll talk about those as we go through the breakdown. Then we also have cover. So that's going to be anything that we could find out there, whether it be laydowns, brush, man-made structure, debris, stuff like that, hard spots, anything we could find that would be related to cover or man-made structure, we went ahead and marked for you as well. We also have the offshore hotspots. Now, the offshore hotspots, we're actually going to talk about those on a separate video. That's going to be coming out next week, and we'll talk about these offshore hotspots that you can see here on the Mississippi side. We'll bring them up. We'll bring them up in the Navionics mobile app, and we'll show them to you from the contour standpoint, so they make a lot more sense to you as to why we pick those as offshore hotspots. We've also got several different ramps in this area, so you can see we've got quite a few just in this little Mississippi section here. And then we also have rocks. So lots of different rock formations, whether it be bluffs, rock piles, could be shallow rock. It just depends on whatever type of rock we could find. We tried to mark it for you guys to let you know. And obviously, if there were huge sections of rock, we're only going to mark the areas where it looks like there's something that's different about that area of rock or something like that. Here's all the different structures as well. This can be your man-made structures. I lied to you earlier. I thought that was undercover, but I've actually got it separated out as just structures, man-made structures. So remember, when I'm talking structure here, I'm not talking structure as in contours. I'm talking as in man-made structure. It's really confused. You got cover structure, and then you got man-made structure, and then you got structure that's actually the contour line. So it's about as confusing as it could possibly get, but they should just call it man-made cover, and then we would be all good to go. We also have fish attractors. Now, these fish attractors, I don't see any here in on the Mississippi side to show for you guys. So we won't be showing any here in this video, but we do have fish attractors. You can see them all up in here. So if you were to buy the card, you'd see the fish attractors up there for Tennessee as well. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this thing. I'm going to put everything on there except for the offshore stuff. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. We're going to go to the bottom of the state line here, wherever Pickwick ends, and we're just going to work our way up and stay on the Mississippi side and show you guys everything that we were able to find here. So the first thing I think we want to do, though, before we do that, is let's pick a cove here. And this cove looks pretty interesting. Right now we're in 2/24 of 23. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to hit this little history button, and I'm going to just draw this back and see if I can get a better image that maybe, will give me something pretty good. That's pretty good. 2020. That was pretty low. That was not very good. The water's up a little bit there. Let's just keep kind of going through here and just make sure. Now, it's funny because here in Texas where I live, 2014 and 2015 were like the driest years we had. And so I almost always know I can go to those. It seems like on these Tennessee lakes, it's that 2020 and then 2022 kind of area where it seems like you got the lowest. This looks like to be the lowest one we have. So we're going to start on that one. And then let's just go ahead and start right here at the state line and work our way up. So first thing you got here is basically just a boat ramp. You also have a little bit of rock that we have here too. So if we zoom in here behind these docks, you'll notice there's some rock piles. This is probably the most significant one you have. These can be nice little honey holes. Usually don't catch any giants in those areas, but you can definitely pick up a couple for sure. You got a little bit more rock here too behind that dock. And then as we move our way up, this is where we see that little channel that we were looking at earlier. You got a really nice little creek channel that comes back through here. And depending on how muddy that gets back in there, it looks like it could get muddy at times, but you've got a pretty good little channel that you can go and fish around, some pretty good cover, some interesting things going on underneath this dock. You've got good cover over here that you could flip as well. So this could be a fun little area to fish around. You may even have some cypress trees or something like that there. I don't know if those are cypress trees or not, but they look like trees that may go under the water. I don't know if you have cypress trees here in this area. Also, we have rock, lots of different riprap and rock right here along this little area. You've got this Mill Creek Marina that's got an island out here. It's got really good rock around it. You got a ramp here, good rock again. Here's some man-made structure. That's going to be like a break wall or something like that. I'm not sure what that is, but those are definitely good places to go fish around. You've got some additional rock that's up here behind these docks, another ramp, some more riprap you could run over there with, some shallow diving crankbaits, stuff like that. And then you've got a boat ramp that's right here too. Now, I know this is not the Mississippi side, but I'm just going to peek out over this little point. I'll pull back, kind of show you guys where I'm at. I'm right here at this point right here. I'm going to go ahead and call these out, even though these are technically in Alabama. So we've got some laydowns that are out here. So if you zoom in here, you're going to see we've got some pretty good laydowns. And it looks like when we mark this laydown, instead of marking every single laydown that was down the bank line, we showed it for you. So you guys, obviously, you'll come over here and you'll notice if that laydown's good, you're going to see you've got a couple more here in the area to take a look at. You've got laydowns basically from right here all the way down to here. There's a few more left below here, but that's about it. All right, so we're going to go over here. We're off of Pearson's Point. We're going to zoom up Pearson's Point. And as we go up there, just a couple things wanted to mark for you guys. One was you got a pretty nice little rocky point that's right in here that looks like it could be interesting. And then as you move up here, you've got another pretty good laydown that's right here in the Shingle Yard Hollow. So that's basically a laydown there. We've got another laydown here that you could check out. Another little rocky point here. Now we're back in Mississippi. Got another little rocky point that's right in here as well. And I'll zoom out here in just a second and show you where I'm at. Another good point here, good little rock point coming off of a bluff wall. Those are always good, high percentage areas. You can tell that the river channel or whatever's going on here kind of swings this way. And so this is going to be more of a high percentage area over here on this side. Some more laydowns, some more rock that you have here behind these docks. You can see some shallow rock there. Some more laydowns here as well. This is a giant laydown. If I zoom in here, I'll show it to you. Hopefully it's still there. This was in 2020. If I move it up to 2023, might even give us still the same image. I don't think we have a newer image. So that should definitely be there. And those can be really good places to load up really fast on some keepers. Some good rock here too behind the docks. And then as we move up, I'm going to show you guys here in a second. Once we get here, I'll come out and show you guys exactly where I'm at. But we've also got some more rock here along that big old house. The place looks pretty awesome. Some more laydowns back in here as well. Got those marked for you guys. And then again, if you look right in here behind these docks, you've got some really good rock going on right here on the back side of these docks. So let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit, and I'll show you guys where I'm at. So we came up the Mississippi line here, and we're making our turn to go back up this western side. So let's go ahead and go in here. We're going to go into Eastport Beach. And as we go into Eastport Beach, first thing we see over here is some kind of man-made structure, something like that. As I talked about before, anytime you see stuff like that, you got to fish around it. For whatever reason, the fish just love to fish around that. And this looks like a really good point, long extended point. Maybe pretty good to fish around as well. Could have some current break there too, stuff like that. As we move here, more rock back in these areas. So you can definitely get back in here and check out these little rocky areas back in here. And then as we move further up, just going back in behind this little marina or whatever the heck this is, but you got some rock that's up in here. Obviously, a boat ramp. This is gonna be a hard boat ramp to fish. It looks like it's gonna be pretty active, but there is some pretty good rock right around the edge of it. And you know too that they could do tournaments and stuff like that here, so they could be releasing some fish in this area too, which also makes it a higher percentage area as well. Some more ramps, some more rocks. As we move a little bit further up, we're going to start to get out of kind of this discolored water here, which will be nice. But we've got a pretty good ramp here. Now, this one looks like one that I would probably fish around. Doesn't look like it might be as busy as some of those other ones. We've got some pretty good rock here along this bluff wall. Just having the bluff wall is nice too. And if you notice, you're right here on a creek channel swing. So we're coming down here and we swing right here. And so these points that are right here and right here are very high percentage areas, and you're probably going to be able to find some kind of debris or something built up somewhere. I would say between this point and this point, somewhere along in here, there's something good. I don't know where it's at because I've never been on Pickwick Lake, but I would say just because the way that you got the river channel swing coming down, which is super nice. Of course, I don't know if I'm going backwards or not. I don't think I am yet. But if you got the river channel swing coming down, definitely something that you'll want to look at. Anyways, let's keep moving on. Let's see what else we can find in here. As we move a little bit further up, we're going to go to this little pocket. This pocket has all kinds of juiciness in it. It's got some really shallow riprap all around here. It's got what appears to be a pond dam of some sort that you could fish around. And then you've also got some more rock that's way out here. And I really like this stuff here. I don't know what's going on here. Now, this could look totally different now since it's basically, this shows 5 of 2023. So I don't know if that's the actual image, but it looks like they're working on something there. So this could look totally different when you go out there now. But for right now, looks like some really good stuff. If I were to pick my favorite spot of all of this right in here, it's definitely going to be this rock pile right here, right off the main river. Nice little rock pile. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so let's keep moving in. Now we're going to go into Fred Hollow. As you get back in Fred Hollow, you can see back here we've got some pretty good riprap. We've also got our boat ramp that probably doesn't get used very much, so that could be good, and some isolated docks back there too. Moving on up, you got some more just isolated rock stuff that we wanted to point out for you. These nice little points here. Those are always really, really good areas to find fish, high percentage areas. And then we have another laydown here. We've got a hard spot that comes off of this point. If you look right here, this looks really interesting. I have no idea what's going on here, but just the way that it sets up, it definitely could be good, especially if that water comes up a little bit. That could be a really good spot to look at. And then as we move up here, we're going into this first cut. So you can see we started down here. Now we're going to go down here into this first little hollow or cove or whatever you want to call it. But as we move down, I'm not going to zoom into all these because it'll take us forever, but we got some good laydowns here, some really good laydowns in there as well. Moving back in here, we've got some pretty decent little creek channels here. You've got a boat ramp that's right here. Now this is one that you want to fish, right? These little isolated ramps. If you look at this one, it's got all kinds of different cover and crap all over it. It doesn't even look like it's being used. Those are money spots. Those are spots you definitely want to look at. But also right here, if you notice, this little creek channel comes out and it swings really close to that ramp as well. So it makes that ramp even better. But good little creek channels back here you can go check out. This is Morgan Branch. So you can go back in there. You've also got another ramp that's up here. Doesn't look like it's being used. If it is, it's not being used very much. So again, those are really good areas to find the fish. The bluegill like to hang around those things, and when the bluegill like to get there, the bass like to get there as well. It's just kind of one of those things. So let's keep moving up, see what else we can find. Some more laydowns in here. Now we're in the Stennett Hollow, if you're wondering where we're at. And we're going to move up. We're going to go back out here, out more towards the main lake. As we get up towards here, we start seeing some pretty good stuff. We got some pretty good laydowns. We got some rock that's over here in this corner. The image is kind of messed up here, so it's hard to tell. You got some laydowns that are out here. Really good rocky areas, basically all around here. This point looks really good. All these points look good. Right in here, you've got rock. Here, here, and here. So basically, if you just drew a circle right around here, you started from the rock right here, And from right here, I'm telling you, I think that's going to be a very high percentage area to find some fish right in there. As we get out here, we're going more main river channel here, right? We're at the J.P. Coleman State Park. We've got rock out here, lots of good riprap to fish around. Love this. You know, people fish around this stuff all the time. That long extended point. There's their boat ramp back there. There is a little man-made structure thing you can fish around right in here. And then also, if you look at this point, it's got some pretty good rock around it too. And it's a main lake point with the river being in there. So that's going to be a good little point to go check out. You got a lay down back in there. And I didn't see too much else back in that little spot, but definitely a good looking area to go fish around. So let's keep moving up. Let's see. We're going to go on up in here and see what else we can find. So as we move on up here, we got more laydowns in there, some more rock right off here off the tips of these points. This point looks good. I really like this point though. This one looks really good. And you got some really good rock that comes along around the back side of this too that you can go check out. You got more laydowns. If you look here, you got lots of laydowns. And then amongst all those laydowns, just right in here, you got a little bit of rocky area that just kind of looks suspicious. It doesn't look like you got a lot of rock around the area. And then all of a sudden you got a nice little pile that's right there. Some more laydowns that are back in there as well, if you want to check those out. And then we're going to move on up. I'm going to zoom back out, show you where I'm at. We're getting ready to go into basically the largest section that we have in Mississippi. And that's going to be this first little cut. But as you see here, as we move up, I'm trying to hurry a little bit so we can finish this all in one video, but we've got some rock in here, some more laydowns. Really good little spot right here. This is going to be a good spot to go check out. This is the Cooper Hollow. It actually looks like it says a waterfall pass. There must be some path to a waterfall somewhere in here. Maybe the waterfall is right here going into the river, but check this out. Check this area out in here. It could be good. If there's a waterfall there, that's even better. More oxygen, stuff like that going into the water. Definitely a good spot for you guys to go check out. Some more rock off these points. If I zoom in here, you'll see it. Some really good little rocky areas. You got one right there. You've got another one that's right here off the point right there. And then there's one more that's right up here off of this point too. So basically just all of these points that are in here. And again, you're looking at more of a main river channel swing right here, right? So that's definitely a good area to go look for some fish. Here's the state line. So right where that barge is, he's like halfway in Tennessee and halfway, or he's not even halfway. He's barely in Tennessee and he's in Mississippi now. So we're going to stay on the Mississippi side. I don't know if we can cover all this in this video, but we're going to give it a whirl. So let's just zoom through here, see what we can find. And if I'm going too fast for you, don't worry. We have all these waypoints plus the offshore stuff out there for you on our website, simplisticfishing.com. You can go out there, order the SD card. You'll have all of these waypoints for you. You can take them, put them into your graph, and you can go out and explore the lake next time you go out there. It will change the way you fish. I promise you. Just go out, check it out, simplisticfishing.com. So let's go ahead and keep moving down, see what else we can find here. All of these points that you see, these are all nice rocky points that you can go check out. Now, some of these have laydowns as well, as you can see. Got laydowns here, got more rock off these points. But this just looks like a great area to go fish. Just right in here, you got a bunch of different points that you can go fish, right? You've got, I don't know how many we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know, 10, 11, 12, something like that points just right in here. All rocky points that just have their own unique thing. Definitely going to be a good spot to go look. We've got them all marked for you. You can see here, if I zoom in, we've got the rocky areas marked for you. This stuff looks cool. I mean, this stuff's got a lay down. Check out the back side of that little island. Got a rock on the top. All this stuff looks good. The hard spots there, lay downs, rock. Check it all out. It definitely looks good. Let's go down here. As we get down here, some more rock around here. Of course, we got rock around all this whole bank line. You could just go down. It's just going to be your standard rock, nothing special, but we definitely marked it for you guys. We've also got some good rock here off this point. Got all these barges back in here. And then again, we're just marking the rocky areas. You can see here as I zoom in, more rock. This point looks really good right in there. I'd spend some time between those 2 points right there. That's in the Twin Falls Cove. More rock back in here too. Let's keep moving down, see what else we can find. We just got a ton of rock in these little spots, and they're all good little rocky points. So we marked each one of them for you as well as those laydowns. Here's more rocky points, more rocky points. You can see them. They're just scattered throughout. Now you got to figure out which one of these are the good rocky points, but we've definitely got the lake broke down for you. Here's some man-made structure you can fish around. This looks interesting. This all this rock on this side where this river channel is probably swinging up against this side. You're not only going to find rock here, but you're going to find debris. You're going to find laydowns. You're going to find something good, especially when you have these types of swings that are going on like this. So look around these areas that we're pointing out to you, but also make sure you're doing a lot of side scanning and a lot of down scanning, because there's going to be something juicy between this point and that point right there. I can almost guarantee it. All right, so let's move on down, see what else we find back here in the back here. We've got some more laydowns. This is Ada Hollow. Some more laydowns back there. Look at these nice little chunky rocky areas that we've marked for you. Those look super cool as well. Easy, fishing up against the bank. You're not having to fish offshore. Easy areas to fish for sure. You got laydowns here. You got a little brush pile that's out here. If we zoom in, you're going to see it. This could be a brush pile. It could be trees too, but it looks like a couple brush piles that are out here. I can't tell, but I think that's what it is. There's also some rock around those areas too. A nice little creek channel back in here. Some more laydowns. You've got the bridge, rock around the bridges as well, and all that stuff. The ramps back in there. So let's zoom back up here, see what else we find. As we zoom out on this side, just an isolated little rocky area. Now this could be one of those spots, right? That maybe there's some fish hanging out there that most people aren't going to go there because there's nothing there that really, makes you think there's going to be something to go look at. You've also got a nice little creek channel coming through there. As we come up here, we've got all these docks. Didn't see too much around the docks. You've got a nice little cutout or a channel or something going through here. I didn't see too much around it, but you may want to go out here and just see if maybe they're hanging around the ledges of that stuff. Sometimes they like that. Looks like there might be a little hard area back in here too. You got a nice little rocky point here when there's not a lot of rock anywhere else. So that can be good right behind that dock. Some ramps here, more rock over here. Pretty good laydown right there that you see. And then as we move up, we're going to see some more rock around this big mess that's going on right in here. I don't know what that is, but it definitely doesn't look pretty. And then the Goat Island RV and Camp Park, that's what it is. You got some more laydowns in there too. And then as you get up here, this is a good pinch point, right? Now, obviously the creek channel swings going this way or the river channel swings going this way, but this is still a really good pinch point and makes it for a high percentage area to go fish around. So you're going to want to go up here, do some cranking around these little rocky areas. These are going to be high percentage areas for sure. Obviously you fish around the island too in those areas that we mark for you. Got more laydowns there. Back here, these docks, I haven't talked too much about fishing docks in this lake, but these docks set up really good because if you look at these docks, they're right on a creek channel. So all of these docks right here are right along a creek channel. So when they get back in here into this shallow stuff, those are going to be great areas to go look at. You've got some rock in here, some more. Look at this boat ramp's like completely out of the water, but look all the rock around this boat ramp. So when the water's back up to normal pool, those are great places to go look. Then we get up here. We're getting into some craziness that gets up here. You can see all the stuff we got marked, but it's just basically rock and structure. You got rock around these points, laydowns, more rock around these points, rock here, more laydowns. This is a big old plant that's back here. But as long as you can get back in here, it's not buoyed off. You've got all kinds of structure and rock and stuff to fish around this whole little point that comes out here. And I don't know how close you can get in here. You may not be able to get close to those areas, but if you can, definitely fish around them because the fish are going to be attracted to that stuff for sure. You got more rock in here, more rock around this little point. This Chalk Hollow has got a nice little rocky point that comes off of here. Love those little rounded points that are like that too. And then as you get up here, we're going to get up here to the edge of Mississippi, almost to the end of the video here. But we get back here behind this marina. It's the Safe Harbor Aqua Yacht Club, it looks like, something like that. But really good riprap all back here by this by the parking lot back here. So check that out. Obviously, marinas are always good as well. They're great places to find fish. but the good rock over there by the marina. You can always find the rock by the marina. You've also got really good little pinch points here below this bridge, good riprap along the bridge, a couple more rocky spots. In here, I don't know if this is shell or rock or what. It's definitely not shell. It says shell, but there could be shell beds on here. But look at this rocky hump that's out here just outside the edge of that boat dock right there. That's going to be juice for sure. Then moving up here, a couple more ramps. And then as we get over here, we're just going to start pointing out to you guys the different rocky areas, right? This is some shallow rock. You can see some more right there. You got to lay down some more shallow rock. Really good shallow rock here. I mean, if that square bill bite was on that shallow rock, you've got plenty of it to fish here. And you could just go and hit all these little points where this rock is. Hit it with the square bill, hit it with the shaky head, and then move on to your next spot. There's one little rock spot in Tennessee. Here's Mississippi as well. And then we get out here. This is that area I told you where if that point thing is on, you got a lot of points here. Well, you've also got a bunch of points on the other side too. These are all little rocky spots. Most of them are on points though. There's a boat on that one. Good rocky spot there. Big old chunk rock right there. Good rocky point. Shallow rock in here. Another good rocky point. Right here, you got real good rocky points here on both sides. Actually, all these. Just like the flip side, if we look just to the south, it's going to look the same. But all good points to go look around. You're going to want to do some scanning in these areas. These are really good areas to go look at. All right, then moving up here, again, we're getting around these main marinas. This is the Grand Harbor Resort and Marina. We got good riprap all along the areas inside that marina you want to go look at. Obviously, you want to fish the marina if you're allowed to, and then the rock too on these two little points you can look at. And then we get out here. We're at the very end. There's a boat ramp that's back in here you could go check out. It's kind of hidden back here, but you can see it. You've also got some pretty good rock that's going on around this little point. Maybe do some scanning, see if you can find anything in there. That can be a good place for them to set up before they go back up in here to spawn. And then as they pull out, this is a great spot for them to hang out too off of this main lake point. So guys, that wraps us up for the Mississippi side of Pickwick Lake. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Like I said before, go out, check out our website, simplisticfishing.com. We have all of these waypoints plus the offshore stuff that's coming up in the next video. We have all of it put on a card for you so you can take it and put it into your graph and break down this lake immediately when you're out there. It will change the way you fish. It will make it so much easier. Go check it out, simplisticfishing.com. And don't forget to go check out our sponsors as well, omniafishing.com. The link is in the description below. Until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.